that, policy for selection of instructional materials established. Here is Nadsla Dawami for the report. Nadsla?
Yes, Tim. What do we mean by instructional materials? At the beginning of this century, the answer might have been simply textbooks and workbooks. Today, however, the range has broadened considerably, including paperback novels, magazines, computers, software, videotapes, and much more. The focus of this document is not on selection in the narrow sense of textbook adoption. Today, however, the range has broadened considerably, including paperback novels, magazines, computer, and much more. The focus of this document is not on selection in a narrow sense of textbook adoption, but on curriculum and program planning that entails selection of a wide range of materials that can be used in whole class study, small group work, and by individual students in extensive reading. Each school should develop its own criteria for selecting materials for inclusion in English language arts program. But virtually all criteria relate to two general requirements for selection. Materials must have a clear connection to established educational objectives and must address the needs of the students for whom they are intended. To discuss the first criterion, here with me is Dr. Neil Jacinto.
Thank you. Instructional materials in English language arts program should align with the general philosophy of the school or district, the curriculum goals and objectives of the
To discuss the second criterion, here with me is Dr. Adeline Carmelote. Thank you.
Materials should be examined at the level of difficulty. They must be readable if they are to be fully accessible to students. Because readability formulas tend to be simplistic measures, such formulas should be cautiously, if at all. Also, because of average classroom includes children reading or children reader at several level of proficiency, materials judged as inappropriate for whole class instruction might be suitable for small group or individual book reviews by the more capable reader.
To conclude, it is important to remember the connection of instructional materials to the educational objectives and its significance to student needs. Back to studio.
Procedures for selection of instructional materials framed, and for our special report, instructional materials focus of Brigada Escuela 2012 when we return.
Bye-bye.